Previously on Part 1, their school organizes a treasure hunting competition. Akihisa is grouped with Yuji and Hideyoshi, and they start solving. Yuki manages to solve a problem and ends up obtaining a couple's ticket to the amusement park, along with a mock wedding event and strange iron bracelets which allow them to create a room to summon their beings without the permission of a teacher. Later, Yuji and Soko go to the park using the tickets to the amusement park that Yuji's team won. The guys of Class F lock the park and start preparing them for a mock wedding. Yuji and Soko dress up like a proper bride and groom couple. Yuji forgets himself and starts blushing, seeing how beautiful Soko is. She starts confessing her ardent love to him right then and there. Just then, the ceremony is interrupted by a college couple who also want a mock wedding. They start mocking Yuji and Soko as a couple. Akihisa gets into a fight with the couple and the whole mood is ruined. So, Soko leaves without telling anyone. Yuji also leaves angrily. He goes and corners the couple and they get into a fight. After the action is done, he catches up to Soko and the two walk together. Yuji thanks Soko for loving him sincerely all this while, but he admits that she's got the wrong guy and he's not the same guy that she once loved. But Soko replies that he is still the guy that she fell in love with. One day, Akihisa and Minami have a mock ESP battle, but the summoning field glitches and all the summoning beings run wild. Akihisa makes lots and lots of clones of itself. Mizuki's and the others have adult versions. It's all out of control. So, Principal Kaoru decides to send Akihisa to do something since he's the punishment bearer. Kaoru says that Akihisa is the only one who can control his being because he can make his own summoning field. The plan is to send his being through a vent into the control room since they can't open the doors normally. Akihisa's summoning being takes a camera while he guides it from far away. Suddenly, it runs into two berserk summoning belonging to Yuji and Kota. Yuji and Kota try to control them, but they do not follow commands and attack Akihisa's summoning. They destroy Akihisa's summoning. So, they have a different plan. The principal allows them to take a supplementary test with super easy questions. Even the Baka is able to answer them all correctly, and his scores grow super high. With that new power, the mission continues. He runs into even more berserk summoning again. But, due to his level up, he runs through them easily as Kirito would after getting Excalibur. Akihisa's summoning reaches the control room, but waiting for him is Minami and, even worse, Mizuki's summoning. Both are super strong and start beating him. But once again, Shimizu enters the fray, simping over Minami. Because of the distraction, Minami is knocked out. Now Akihisa only has to defeat Mizuki, which he does. But immediately after, Mizuki gets a full-on Code Geass style upgrade. Akihisa starts getting his ass kicked, but he does not give up. He asks Mizuki to take another supplementary test. Mizuki understands what his plan is. She takes a supplementary test and intentionally scores 0, resulting in her scores going down. Akihisa manages to beat her then. Akihisa restores the control room and the system goes back to normal. One day, Akihisa's sister, Akira, comes to check up on him. She's 23 years old and was studying abroad. She's very hot, to say the least. She says that she's here to monitor his daily routine because he hasn't been keeping himself well. She does not want him to spend time around girls and wants him to focus more on his studies. If Akihisa maintains that, then she will allow him to continue living alone. Akihisa even starts studying, and that surprises everyone. He makes healthy bento for himself, and everyone thinks his secret lover made it for him. Everyone starts to suspect something going on in his house, so they forcefully come with him after school. And they are greeted by the sight of Akira's lingerie hanging out to dry. All the girls suspect that Akihisa is with another woman. Even Mizuki becomes dangerously angry. If someone like Mizuki is angry, then you done screwed up, my boy. When Akira comes in, Akihira quickly introduces her as his sister. When Akira finds out that Akihisa brought girls to his place, she starts noting them down as negative markings. So, Akihisa and Yuji go to cook while Akira shows embarrassing pictures of Akihisa to the rest of them. Akihisa continues studying really hard for the tests, but during the test, he panics. In the place of his name, he puts answer 1. In place of answer 1, he puts answer 2, and so on, resulting in his answers being shifted up by 1 step. His sister is disappointed in him and does not accept his honest mistake. But later, he sees his favorite food in the fridge that his sister made for him. One day, Mizuki reads a book with tips on how to deliver her love letter to Akihisa. She tries various methods, including asking Yuji to deliver it, but Soko misunderstands the situation and beats him up. So she finally decides to give it to him herself along with some of her cooking, but Akihisa is scared of her cooking and he runs away. As she's sitting around, she realizes that her letter got misplaced somewhere. Meanwhile, Akihisa is going on an errand for the teachers when he slips on the love letter. He does not realize it and he takes it along with the rest of the stuff to the school vault. Along with her letter, Yuji lost his fake marriage contract to Soko, which he wants to hide from her. Kota lost a list of the girls in the school, and so on. So they agree to work together in retrieving their stuff from the vault. However, the vault has a password and key. Just then, the class representative of Class B, Kyoji, comes and says he'll help them with the password if they can retrieve the key. However, there is something suspicious about this Kyoji guy. The Class F members somehow retrieve the key from the teacher while getting beaten up. When it's time for the password, Kyoji shows them a video of their teacher. Using that info, they enter the vault and find all the things they're looking for. But Kyoji also has a secret motive. He takes the questions for the next exams. Everyone tries to stop him because that is plain cheating, but he says that they are all partners in crime. If he gets caught, they will get caught. Honestly, that was a pretty good plan. He leaves without worry. On the way, he calls everyone in Class F idiots. Akihisa gets angry because Mizuki does not deserve to be called an idiot. She is Class A level, but Yuji has a plan. It has been 3 months since their last ESB war, so they can challenge another class again. Then, he and Akihisa break into the vault again. They take the questions and spread them all over the school. Since they have leaked the questions, they will no longer be used. Kyoji's plan is ruined. Akihisa and Yuji are put in detention, but they both accept it happily. After they are done with detention, Yuji sends Akihisa to Class D to declare an ESB war on them. And as before, he gets his ass handed to him. But the war has been declared and the principal allows it as well. Before the war begins, Kaoru sees that Yuji's scores have been declining over the months, but then she finds shocking information about him. Meanwhile, Class D's representative, Genji, thinks up a plan to neutralize Mizuki. They will all attack her together. Since the average of Class D is higher than the average of Class F, they should be able to defeat her. Yuji is aware of this, so he plans on using blitzkrieg tactics. While the others engage the students one by one, Mizuki will go straight for the class representative Genji. Genji also knows that Yuji's scores are low, so he commands Class D to focus on Yuji. Minami leads some Class F members and uses her math scores to beat them. Now that the path is clear, Mizuki goes to Class D, but the moment she leaves Class F, some students from Class D ambush their class. They go straight towards Yuji. But Yuji was a child prodigy. He was smart from a young age, but just a little lazy. Apparently, his latest score was way high. He defeats all his challengers. Meanwhile, Mizuki, the queen of Class F, goes to checkmate the king of Class D. And thus, victory is theirs. Yuji says that their final destination is Class A. They will challenge Class B once they retain their points. Meanwhile, Kyoji from Class B makes plans with his girlfriend, Yuka, who is also the representative of Class C. Class F finally gets proper facilities, but once again, Yuji says that they will not trade classes with Class D. When they go back, they see everything destroyed, all probably done by Class B to prevent them from studying. So, Yuji gathers his troops and they go into battle. But Class B is too good for them and their defenses start falling. So, Akihisa pulls out his secret battle plan. He reveals that Kyoji is dating Yuka from Class C. All the single boys get angry and they go through Class B's defenses with ease. As they take a break, Akihisa sees Kyoji blackmailing Mizuki. Apparently, he's found her love letter. Akihisa is furious to see Mizuki being blackmailed like this, so he asks Yuji to give Mizuki rest for this battle. Yuji accepts. In exchange, Akihisa has to do her work. Akihisa uses his iron bracelet to summon his being. Then he breaks through the vault and directly reaches Kyoji. Then, Kota finishes the job using his health scores. Class F is the winner again. Yuji gives Class B a chance to retain their classroom if Kyoji will wear a girl's uniform. He is against it, but his classmates force him to do it for the sake of the class. In the confusion, Akihisa retrieves Mizuki's love letter and gives it back to her. Since the letter has put them through so much trouble, she tears it. She says that she will deliver her love in person. For their battle against Class A, Yuji plans to use the other classes. Hideyoshi brings stuff belonging to his twin sister, Yuko, from Class A. Later, Class B challenges Class A to a fake mock ESB. Seeing this, Yuji springs his plans into action. He tells Hideyoshi to change into his sister's clothes. Since they're twins, Hideyoshi looks exactly like Yuko. Then she goes to Class C and practically calls them pieces of crap. Class C gets angry, so they also go and challenge Class A just as their battle with Class B is finished. Class C goes full out against Class A as revenge for the insult. Class D and Class E also join the battle against Class A because they want to help Class F. This was the reason why Yuji never exchanged classes after their victories, to gain their favor. Class A manages to beat Classes B, C, D, and E, but they are all tired out and their points are lower. Class A immediately tries to mount an attack, but Class F escapes to the courtyard. When Class A students follow them, Class F students split them and beat them one by one. Then, Akihisa's summoning takes all their pants. Using this distraction, Class F defeats more of them. Now only the main characters remain. Soko and Yuko come to face the Class F members. A great battle begins, but all their attacks miss. Apparently, Class F has been practicing using Akihisa's iron bracelet. They evade and take their health little by little like you would in Dark Souls. Just then, more Class A members arrive. So, Akihisa drops a huge bell in front of them and uses his summoning to stop them. Class F guys almost defeat Soko, but just then, the iron bracelet malfunctions and the summoning field disappears. The bell breaks loose and destroys the building. They almost fall, but the teacher saves them. Mizuki takes this chance to hug Akihisa. Yuji also saves Soko. Using the distraction, Yuko defeats Yuji, giving Class A the victory. Class F is relegated to even worse facilities. Now, it's practically medieval for them. Akihisa gets depressed because of his failure, despite giving their best. Akita consoles him with encouraging words. So, Akihisa goes to the principal and asks for another ESB battle. The principal declines, telling him to wait another 3 months. But Soko and Yuko also come and asks her to accept the request. They realize that they won, but it was not an honorable victory. The principal also admits that she owes him for fixing the control system when it broke down. So, she allows a 1v1 match against Class A's representative, Soko. If Akihisa wins, exchange of classrooms. If Soko wins, she gets the marriage contract back that Yuji has been hiding from her. Akihisa starts studying for the battle. The day of the battle will be a sudden death test. They will answer the same questions at the same time. The one who gives the first wrong answer will be the loser. The questions keep coming and they both keep answering correctly. They reach all the way to 30+ questions. So, the questions get harder. The question about the Taika reforms, despite coming across it multiple times in the anime, Akihisa forgets it. So, he brings out his secret weapon, the dice. Akihisa's guess answer turns out to be right, while Soko gives the wrong answer. Outside the hall, Yuji asks Soko why she gave the wrong answer intentionally. He knows that she knows the right answer because he taught it to her when they were young. Soko replies that she does not care. She has Yuji and that's all she needs. Also, she got the marriage contract from Kota. Turns out, Akihisa did not ask for a classroom exchange if he won. He wanted Mizuki to be allowed to take a placement test again because she deserves to be with the people of Class A. Mizuki is shocked, but Akihisa convinces her to do the right thing. So, Mizuki takes the test again and gives all the correct answers. But, after the test, Mizuki has a change of heart. She tells the teacher that she needs to correct some things. The others ask Akihisa if he's okay with Mizuki leaving him, but he says that it's fine. Yuji also reveals that his and Soko's marriage contract was not registered because they're still minors. Suddenly, Mizuki enters their class. She says that she forgot to write her name, which gave her a 0. Of course, she intentionally erased her name, but Akihisa does not realize that. He gets angry at the principal and runs to her, and then he starts yelling at her. But everyone comes and calls him an idiot for not understanding. Subscribe for more videos like this, turn on the notification, and leave a like to help the channel out. Thanks for watching!